Hey there, hi there, ho there, it's Wispipedia. Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak is right around the corner. We are just a few weeks away from getting to play the game ourselves. We know a few monsters that have already been announced, and how they've been based on Western monsters that are common in monster movies and stories. So, I was brainstorming some ideas on Western monsters that it would be wild to see Capcom base Elder Dragons on. So hey, if you liked this video, like and subscribe, because that would make you just like a really neat person. Okay, here we go. I'm going to start with this one because I already talked about the Griffin when I made the video about 5 ideas for large monsters. But I've done some more thinking since then, and honestly I think it would make more sense if there were an Elder Dragon based off of this creature. The Griffin is a mythological creature that has the body, legs, and tail of a lion with the head and wings of an eagle. They also sometimes have eagle's talons. I think this would work for an Elder Dragon because the skeleton for elders, being quadrupedal with wings, works well for this creature. Beyond that, the Griffin is known as the King of the Beasts, and its regality is certainly more befitting of the status of Elder Dragon. Also, I would really like to see an Elder that has the face of an eagle. One thing I like about the Elder Dragons is how unique each one is, and this would certainly be another way to add variety with a different type of monster dragon thing. I'd love it. The Hydra is a water dragon, most traditionally one with 9 heads, though the number does vary. There are a number of different myths and ideas about the Hydra, one being that 2 heads will grow out of one that is cut down. It's a really interesting creature, and it would be really cool to see a mechanic like that in Monster Hunter. Imagine fighting a crazy boss that gets increasingly numerous and decreasingly strong dragon heads. I also think that we need more water elders. Since Try, I think the only one we've really gotten is Namiel, and Namiel didn't even get that many weapons in Monster Hunter World. So yeah, more super cool water-based Elder Dragons, please. Either way, the Hydra would be a great base for Elder Dragons because there are so many different ways that they could go with that. There are a number of different mythologies and different depictions of this monster, so it'd be really cool to see what Capcom would do with this. The Gorgons are monsters in Greek mythology that are usually depicted as women with wings and snake-like hair that turn people to stone. Medusa is the most famous of the 3 Gorgon sisters. I think this could be an interesting idea mostly just because it would be a little different than other Elder Dragons. They could apply stun with some of their attacks or force hunters to pack Cleanser by turning the player character to stone with some other attacks. It would be a new effect though, so it's not likely they would add it for just like one monster. But either way, a snake-like Elder Dragon would be really cool. It'd be interesting to see something with snakes for, like, hair, I guess. And it'd be neat to see how this could be used in design for the game. I mean, look at what they did with the concept of a vampire. It'd be really cool. A Chimera originally was a monster that is usually depicted as a lion with the head of a goat protruding from its back with a tail that ends with a snake's head. This is a truly horrifying monstrous creature. Also, I guess it breathes fire, because why not? Anyway, it'd be really cool and make a lot of sense thematically if a secret boss Elder Dragon were this messed up, gross, weird amalgamation of different monsters. Sunbreak looks like it's going for a darker theme, and Monster Hunter has certainly delved into this weird horror influence for some of its monster designs. Some kind of Cronenberg mess could be really fitting for the secret final boss of the expansion. It doesn't need to be gross, just overly gross for the sake of it, but it could be interesting to see something kind of horrific? I don't know. I think I want to see it, but mostly because I want to see what Capcom would do with an idea like this one. Okay, everybody knows what a phoenix is. It's a fiery bird that is reborn from its own ashes. The phoenix is usually associated with the sun, which I actually realized while writing the script, so I guess it would make sense to see something like this in Sunbreak. Get it? But okay, we have a lot of fire monsters and lots of fiery Elder Dragons, but this would be a really interesting influence for an Elder Dragon that is more bird-like than anything else. I would love to see a feathery Elder Dragon, and it could absolutely have some interesting mechanics for defeating it. Maybe it rises from its ashes. Maybe you have to find a way to keep it from regenerating during the fight. Maybe you have to knock it down a couple of times during the fight itself. I don't know, but there are a lot of possibilities here. It would also make a lot of sense for it to be the foil of Malzeno, since it would be the sun that our new vampire boy is trying to avoid. The more I think about this, the more it actually makes sense to me. Maybe we will see something like that in the game. I mean, who knows? I don't. But there you have my ideas for 5 mythological creatures for Elder Dragons in Sunbreak. I hope we see a bit more variety in the Elder Dragon fights, and honestly, I'm just excited to see what they do. We will get to see it soon. Hey, thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. My name's Wispipedia, but you can call me Wisp. Do the usual YouTube things, like and sub, and follow me on the other socials linked below. You can catch me streaming on Twitch as well. If you're looking forward to Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak and want some folks to play with, consider joining the Dojo brand Discord. Dojo is a community full of awesome people that play a bunch of different games together. I love it there, and I think you will too. Thanks again for watching, and make sure you drink your water, eat good food, and get some rest. And I'll catch you next time.